Oklahoma was never like this. Oklahoma was never like this. Oof. Hey, everybody. Nobody's here yet, but they will be, and some people will be watching this on replay. I am here at a hotel in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And first I have to see if this is even coming through. There we go. There's somebody, because I don't know how the Wi-Fi is here. A lot of things are not what they should be. And that's no surprise. No surprise at all to me. They're talking about things going bad. I got stories for you, Robert S., if you hang around. Boy, wow. So it's really, it's 7:30 in the morning here, 7:34 in the morning here in Oklahoma, but back at home in New York, it would be 8:34. An hour ahead. Yes, indeed. And I see that kind of my voice is kind of stirring my Miss Mayo. Didn't mean to wake her up, but I got to do this. What are you going to do? Yeah, nice background with the curtains. Yeah. Kind of looks like, did you ever see that? Is it an Ed Sullivan thing? There's a Beatle bootleg out there called Not a Second Time. Not a Second Time has curtains, brown curtains, like gold curtains, whatever the hell. They don't have to turn this away from the bed. That's why I'm doing this. I'm sorry about this, light here, but it can't help that. Good morning, Jerome, Steve, because I've got a lot of fun stuff to tell you. Hello, Alan. Yeah, I made it safely, but of course there were problems, and yeah, I don't want her to hear me because you're pretty happy, but it's true. As I said at the beginning of this, I am sitting here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in a hotel. I'm here for a wedding. The wedding is tomorrow, Friday. Um, we're not supposed to be in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're supposed to be, and I forgot the name of it. It's not Schenectady, but it sounds like what an SK, or something like that. That's where we're supposed to be. It's about a half an hour from here. Okay. And what happened was, here's the story. There's going to be a lot more people joining, but I want everybody here to hear this story now. Okay. So everything started out good in New York. We went to LaGuardia Airport. Yes, indeed. Sam St. John says you're right by the Bob Dylan Center, right there. Yes, indeed. We saw a lot of Bob Dylan signs and things. So we went to LaGuardia Airport in New York. Everything was fine. We got there. We took an Uber to get there. Everything was very, very fine. Everything went good. I couldn't believe how smooth it went. It was a beautiful. The weather cooperated. It was a sunny day. I'm building up to something here. So I was in a really good mood, and so much so that you may have noticed I made a video. I even made a video talking about the Peter Jackson 12-minute film. And meanwhile, my girlfriend was all like, she gets really flustered at these things. She's like, well, she's worried about things going wrong, getting the boarding pass and all that. I said, everything's going to be fine. Everything's working out. I said to her, everything's working out great. Nothing's going to go wrong here, right? So I've lived my life long enough to know that whenever I think things like that, things are going to go wrong. I'm telling you, folks, I've lived enough. I can never be completely happy, completely at ease. Things can never go well 100% of the time, or even like 75% of the time. So we're sitting there. Now, it turns out when we get into the waiting area to board the plane, we're sitting in the seats, and we see that there are some other relatives that we know. I don't know how to explain how they're related to us, but we have people that we know from our entourage from the wedding party that are taking the same flight. So, hey, how you doing? Good to see you here. So we're waiting there. Now, of course, as we're sitting there, the first thing goes wrong. Not a big thing. Our plane says it's going to be uh, uh, delayed. It's going to be delayed 10 minutes. Okay, no big deal. Then it's 20 minutes. Then it's 30 minutes. Now we've got a delay. And we were flying out of there. We're supposed to fly out of there at 7:15. The plane didn't take off till 8:30. So we wound up being delayed about an hour and 15 minutes. We had to take an 8:30 flight, 8:30 plane. It turned out a 3 hour trip here to Oklahoma. We got here about 11:30, 11:30, 11:45 p.m., almost midnight. Let me get to the story. This is a good one. I'm telling you, it's worth waiting for. So, as I say, we're in here. We are sitting waiting to board the plane, and we meet these family members in the entourage that are also taking the same flight. So one of them is on the phone. She walks over to us. We're sitting there. She walks over to us with her phone, and she says, I decided to call the hotel to tell them we're going to be late. Make sure they hold our reservations. So I said, you might want to do the same." So it gives her the phone, and girlfriend gets on the phone. They have no record of our reservations at the hotel, by the way. No record of it whatsoever. Why, you ask? It turns out my girlfriend, who made the reservations in Tulsa, Oklahoma hotel. They have like 5 hotels. They have 5 hotels, each that have the same names, different hotels throughout Oklahoma. So anyway, it turns out that our hotel is about, I think, 45 minutes away from where the wedding's going to be. It's 30 minutes away from the hotel where the whole family's staying at, and 45 minutes from the actual event of the wedding on Friday. What does this mean? What this means is we don't have a car. We don't have a car. So it means that we have to take an Uber everywhere we go. If we want to go anywhere, we have to get an Uber, and we're going to. Yeah, that's interesting. We are in Tulsa, Mazzy, and how does that happen? How do you book the wrong hotel? You know. Anyway, so that's the gist of it. So yeah. Oh, also, when I tried to get on the plane, I'm gonna leave a little. I'm gonna mention a little revelation here in case you folks didn't know. I use hairspray to keep this thing like it. I just washed my hair this morning. To keep it like, see, from falling down like a Beatle mop top. I put a little hairspray in it. Well, of course, when I get to the actual airport, they will not let me take my hairspray aboard. And the funny thing is, it wasn't a big metal can of hairspray. We actually went out. TMI. Well, that's what I do. That's my thing here. I give a lot of information, Razzie. Um, I brought a special little plastic, pump. I figured, okay, you didn't want a big aerosol can on there, but a little plastic pump. I thought they would take. They wouldn't take that either. So now, today, luckily, we have one day before the wedding. Tomorrow's the wedding, Friday. Today, Thursday, we have to go take Ubers, try to find places around here. We have to find like stores, shopping areas. There's nothing around here. It's totally desolate. There's nothing within close or walking distance. So we have to look up places and take Ubers everywhere we go. Now, the idea was, I want to get into like talking about other things here. I don't want to spend the whole time talking about this. Mazzy's funny. Yes, of course I brought it. I brought a suit with me. Yeah, but the thing is, my mom was going to the wedding from Florida. You see, all the people, my mother and my stepfather, my all our family members, they were all at this other hotel, which is 30 minutes away from here. And my mother has a rental car. My mother and stepfather have a rental car, so they were going to be chauffeuring us all over. We were all going to go together everywhere. Well, that ain't happening. So anyway, it's a real headache, and that's it. Then, just to be funny here, um, when I went into the shower just now, I took a shower this morning, washed my hair, etc. When I go into the shower, I stub my toe on the shower because it's one of it's one of those raised brick. It's a raised brick shower. Like you'll just walk into it flat. There's like a solid concrete or brick or whatever it is. If you're not careful, getting in that door, bang. unbelievable. And there's other things too. I'd like to know where the hell the cups are. There's no cups here. Every hotel I've ever been to, they always have like plastic cups, things you can drink out of, or you can make some hot tea, or you can take some stuff you need. It's just a joke anyway. So things. Oh, one other thing. It turned out to be good though. I almost had a shit fit because this morning when I was preparing to do this live stream, I couldn't find my charger, my phone charger, and for a minute I thought I left it at LaGuardia Airport way back in New York. And I had my phone plugged in there while we were waiting like 2 hours for the plane, and I was oh my god, my charger. Then I finally realized I stuck it in my suitcase in a different compartment, so I have the charger anyway. But so far it's just going dandy. And let me tell you here too. When we got here at midnight, there's a casino down here. I'm not a gambler, but there's a casino attached to this hotel. It's a hotel and casino. And I get down there at midnight. We get here. We're looking for something to eat. We haven't eaten in hours and hours and hours. So all they got is a little pizza place where the pizza is not New York pizza. Everybody told me New York pizza. There's nothing like New York pizza. Why don't you just call and make a reservation? I like this. Why don't I just call and make a reservation? Could it be because they're all booked up? No, seriously, that's an obviously logical suggestion. I forgot to mention. Thank you for reminding me. We called. We said immediately, can we get a room? They're all booked up. There are no rooms. So that's why we're stuck here, in no man's land, away from everything. So I went downstairs into the casino. I said, "You got anything to eat?" Well, over in the casino, they got a pizza place. The woman tells me they got a pizza place that's very good. So we go over to the pizza place. I'm used to New York pizza my entire life, which is the best in the world. You know what they have there? They have frozen pizzas. They're like, I think a 10-inch pizza, round pizza, an individual pizza that's about that thin. And like when you order, if you want sausage, if you want whatever you want, if you want sausage, you want plain cheese, you want, I don't know, vegetables, whatever you want. They got them pre-made. I saw a stack of frozen pizzas. They just take out, what do you want? Plain cheese, pepperoni? Okay, they slide out the pizza and they put it in like a microwave oven, and that's the pizza. I'm telling you, folks, this is really, really great. Anyway, she's trying to get you over to the casino. Uh, there you go, L7 Casanova. Well, I'll tell you, Robert S says, "Oh, that sounds gross," but I'll tell you, what's the matter? I'm doing a live stream. I'll have to, but it actually tastes pretty good. But it's amazing because I see all these Okie guys over and women over there. Now this is a Wednesday night at like 12 o'clock, or it was closer to 1 a.m. by the time we were done, and this place is hopping with. I'm not saying, look, no offense to anybody from Oklahoma, I don't know, but the people that were hanging out at this casino. It was a Wednesday night or early Thursday morning at 1 a.m. Playing the casino and eating pizza. It was like the most, I don't know, motley crew I ever saw. Let's put it that way. And yeah, so that's what it was. I mean, these people were not, they looked like bums, but who's gonna go to a gambling casino on a, 1 a.m. in the morning on a weekday and doesn't have to work, or it's just like sitting around. And there was some, like bums, bums that were like loitering around, coming in for people, looking at the pizza people eating and stuff. I'm like, this sucks. All right, you want the truth? So that's that. Uh, anyway, I'll do that later, Robert. Anyway, throat's getting dry. I brought tea here, but there is a coffee pot here where you can boil water, I guess, a coffee maker. But I don't see any cups, so what the hell does it matter? Unless I'm missing them somehow. Yeah, so it's been so far just like you predict. I knew it was too good to be true when I started out. Everything was going perfect. Everything was nice. I knew it was going to, and we're not done yet, so we'll see. Um, just making sure. Turn the camera this way. I'll get the bed. We're good. Yeah. And I know the Beatles song comes on in about an hour and 10 minutes. Why am I in Oklahoma? Because I'm going to my niece's wedding tomorrow, and we're all here in this hotel. Everybody in the wedding entourage is at the right hotel, which is about 30 minutes from here, and we don't have a car. You know, we didn't do a rental car. We didn't need a rental car because the idea was that my mom and my stepfather were going to have a rental car in the hotel. We were all gonna, we could have met in the hotel for breakfast. There's no breakfast in this hotel. I've always heard that there's breakfast buffets, there's food, there's breakfast. There's nothing here that we know except the casino and and booze. So I really don't, and easy oven baked pizza. Um, this mix up about now and then. I'm so tough. God, I got to tell you, how is Oklahoma, Eddie? I'm not even going to get into that. You missed the first 15 minutes. All I could tell you, Eddie, is if you want to know how Oklahoma is and what happened to me, you can watch the first 15 minutes of this after I upload it as a video, okay? But yeah. So now and then, I'm just tired of it all, folks. Just now and then, every minute, now and then. I'll be happy when it's over, even though I'm excited about it. The song debuts today. The song debuts today, and I think it comes out physical media tomorrow. I think. Yeah, it's 37 degrees in New York City. I don't know what the hell it is here. It was 40 something degrees when we landed. All I have is a zip sweatshirt with a hoodie. That's all I have. So I didn't bring any big winter coat or anything like that. But that's not happening. So I don't think I'll be on here really too long. But we'll see how it goes. Well, it's still like at least an hour and 10 minutes, right? Song. It's an hour and 10 minutes before the new song comes on, and just got to figure out what we're going to do because now what we have to do is we have to find some way. We have to get an Uber and see if there's any shopping areas. There got to be shopping around here. Hopefully, not too far. And we go to the shopping area and we try to. But of course, I got to find some spray so I can keep this store. It's already getting flat. You know what I mean? So, um, and and I got to talk to my mom from who's at the other hotel 30 minutes away. Figure how we're going to get together. Maybe they'll drive from where they are to where we are in Tulsa. You know. So chicken fried steak. Maybe you can get some chicken fried steak in Oklahoma. It's got to be better than the pizza. Well, like I said, the taste of it wasn't really bad when you got down to it, but it was like really ridiculous. It's not the pizza we're used to, that's for sure. Rent the limousine. Hey, can I charge it to Woodland Goblin? Can I do that? I'll rent the limo if you're willing to pay. Do you see any ways that there's no like cups or anything? You didn't find any, did you? Hmm. I didn't get an email about the shipment. No, I ordered it from the Beatles side. I don't get an email yet that I know of. And then they're also in the hotel. They got signs everywhere. Please, to save money and to save all this, would you please use your same towels every day when you're here? They do that everywhere. Okay, I'm hearing they do that everywhere. Okay, the nerve. I could do a rant video about that too one day. I mean, how much hotel rooms are not exactly $50 or $75 a night anymore. I mean, the money that you're paying for hotel rooms, damn well will use a different. Towel every time I mean, it's what else you're paying for, it's the way it is. Um, so, okay. So it's getting drier by the moment. I don't know. It always happens to me. Yeah, it happens every time, everywhere. I don't know. Am I at a three-star hotel? I have no idea. We 3 stars. I don't know how many stars it is. Well, I already filmed one in the airport, actually. But I, yeah, this ain't exactly Las Vegas with the casino. It's not a Las Vegas hotel. But, the bed was comfortable anyway, I thought. So, Eddie's talking about now and then. Yeah, I know. It'll be coming out soon enough. Just a little over an hour and 5 minutes. The song will be out. Woo! You can hear it. Yeah, well, you saw. I made a video. It talked about that 12-minute documentary, and I really, really thought hey, Woodland Goblin might have an idea. Order room service for breakfast. Is that possible? I mean, I don't even know if they have food here. I don't know how that works. I'm gonna cough again, folks. Hold on. Hello, Henry. Yeah, I don't know if they even have stuff here to order. Whatever. We got to figure this out. We're probably going to go out and about at some point, later on, right? Probably. Oh, I heard there's a Cracker. You found that out? Now that's good. That's what you're hoping for. Cracker Barrel, 10 minutes away. Now that's good. That's good. 5 minutes until now and then. I think that's wrong, isn't it? Tell me, folks. Is it now and then an hour, 5 minutes? I thought it was 10 a.m. Eastern time, which translates to 9 a.m. my time. Check that, folks, please. See, some people are saying 9 a.m., some people are saying 10 a.m. 65 minutes. Norman Maslov, you're the guy. I know if Mazzy says it, I know he's got it. Danny Ambrosi, what's the idea? What's the idea? Jesus Christ. What's the good word? Yeah, that's all. Yeah, we had a safe flight. It was boring as hell. I don't know what I was thinking. Somehow I thought I'd be able to use my phone on there. I couldn't use my phone. I don't know if you can use your phone. Everybody's going to be telling me, oh, you could have done this, could have programmed that. I don't really know. All I know is I sat there for 3 hours, like, twiddling my thumbs with the light off the whole time. It's all right. I don't mind. I don't need bright light. But just, it was funny sitting in the dark for 3 hours. I don't know. 9 a.m. Eastern is what you heard. 9 a.m. Eastern. I'm the Beatles. You know what that means? I'm wasting my time here. You're wrong, Mazzy. You're wrong, man. What's going on? A lot of people are saying 4 minutes, and I'm sitting here. Oh no, I got to make a video right from this spot when it comes out. I don't know. I really need to know what the right time is, folks, on this. Now, Beetle, Eddie says 10. This is what I deal with, folks. No, it's debuts at 9 Eastern. It's at 10 Eastern. 9, 10, 9, 10. Uh, but according to the Beatles site, Bob's Place says the Beatles site says 3 minutes. Well, if I shut this down and then it's not on, that's going to be right. I don't want to shut this down unless it's, yeah, well, and Tudor always makes, Tudor sometimes jokes around. So, I don't know about him. So sorry about that, Tudor, but that's the way it is. All right. Tom Agnotti says 10 a.m. There we go. And of course, Tom, now you're on Eastern time. You finally in normal time, a normal world, right? You got normal Eastern time, like the greatest part of America, right? And the world. America and the world. Oh man, I don't know. You guys deal with it with yourselves at different times. Henry says mine says it premieres in 24 hours on November 3rd. Why is that? This is hilarious. Uh, oh, okay. See, Miss Mayo just confirmed 10 a.m. too. That's what I thought. Well, wait a minute.
We're not Eastern.
No, we're 9. That's what I said. An hour. So an hour from now. There you go. Here you go. The video premieres in 24 hours. The actual song. Now you say single. That's a misnomer too. It's not a single, not a physical single. The song premieres. So tomorrow isn't tomorrow when the physical the Target exclusive is in the store and stuff. We're gonna try to maybe take an Uber. But by the way, I'm gonna be okay, Leah, I love it, Leah. I'm ready for you. Come on, let's go. Me and Lee. Okay, Joe, do me a favor. Film yourself hearing now and then for the first time. I want to see the look on your face the moment you realize how much you grossly underestimated the Beatles. Well, I don't like you saying that I underestimated the Beatles. That I don't like. I mean, let's face it. John and George aren't here to put their input in here to what they think of this and how they would work. And it's only Paul and Ringo, and mostly Paul. Paul is the mastermind behind this. But the thing you'll know about me, Lee, and I hope you'll appreciate anybody watching, is I'll tell it like it is. If I liked the new single, and I said I never said it was that it was definitely gonna suck. I said I had reservations. I'm afraid it's going to be bad because I don't like the demo. I'm afraid they're not going to be able to do as much with this. So I said that, but I will always own it. And if I wind up loving it, I will tell you I was wrong. I'll eat crow. You could serve it to me on a plate, and I will eat that crow. And I will completely admit I was wrong about it. But you say under, I don't think it's not a matter of underestimating the Beatles in this. You know what I mean? I don't think. But like I say, you see the thing is, you too though, you've already got your mind made up to love it. And to me, I think that's just as bad. Just as bad when people immediately they're going to like it no matter what because it's in their DNA, or they're going to crap on it no matter what because that's in their evil DNA. And we know some people that have channels and everything, and they just live to piss on the Beatles because they need help. But other than that, if you're honest, you either like it or you don't like it, and you never know. Nope, your audience never knows which way it's going to go because some things you like and some things you don't like as much. That should be normal with people, I would think. Daddy says he can read lips. Okay, well, it was nothing bad that I was saying, so that's okay. Uh, I said did I say there were hundreds of producers better than Giles Martin? Is that a quote that I made? This is a moment you're witnessing it. So is Miss Mayo. That moments when I really got to just stop, take a breath, and don't just react instinctively and say something I'm going to regret. I don't like Giles Martin. He's 50 off and on with me. I told you, 50, some of the stuff he does I like, some of it I don't like. I don't remember saying hundreds, but I'll own that too. If that's exactly what I said, then I said it. But I don't think I would say that. Hundred sounds like a lot of people, but it's probably just something I said off the cuff. I also said that you, Lee Santa, Lee, you could produce the Beatles better than Giles Martin. I said I give you a credit. I give you a credit. I would rather see Beatle Eddie and Woodland Goblin or Lee Santa or Norman Maslow. I'd rather see them um, take over the reins at the Beatles headquarters and see what they can do. That's how I feel about it. Can't get more real than that. You can't tell me. I mean, there's people that think I kiss up to the entourage of the Beatles, and stuff like that. I don't do that. I never will. Oh, okay, what's the comments? There you go. Well, I think that's stupid too. I mean, Norman said, "I'm not. You're not stupid. I'm talking about them doing this." It says more Beatles on this new song than within you, without you. Yesterday, Ballad of John and Yoko, Good Night, etc. Well, the thing is, I don't know why they feel like, in order for this to be a Beatles song, all four have to be on it. They don't have to be really. You know, they're doing this with these '90s songs, "Free as a Bird," "Real Love," and Now and Then. They got to have everybody on there. You like the Beatles anyway because they are good. Not sure what the point is. I don't know what you're referring to there. Vince asked me who's better, the Beatles or Oasis. Oasis by about 1,000 miles. Oasis is better than the Beatles. Actually, I'm more of an Oasis fan than I am Beatles. Did you know that? Yeah, all these years, nearly 12 years I've been here, or whatever it's been, 11 and a half. It's been a front. It's been a front. I'm actually a closet Oasis fan. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Well, Marcus says, I've always thought that Now and Then had potential. I've never understood what people said they can tell a song was bad based on an unfinished working tape demo. Well, I guess that includes George Harrison. However, because you couldn't hear his voice over the piano, look, let's put it this way. If it wasn't for the Mal technology that Peter Jackson is helming, we wouldn't even be able to do that, to remove the piano like that. It was just inferior quality, and it wasn't much of a song. It was a half-baked, half-thought-out song. It's not a complete realized song. So there you go. Based on that, there's not a hell of a lot to go on. And you know what's going to happen if it turns out that I like the Beatles song? Everybody's going to say, "See there, he shot his mouth off that he wasn't going to like it. He liked it." I don't care. And the other thing is, if I don't like it, everybody's going to say, "Well, see, he has to like save his face." He said he didn't think he was going to be any good, and he was afraid. I'll tell you this, and I said it in my last video, just based on what I heard in that 12-minute documentary yesterday that was dropped. I think that based on that, it seems like there's some potential with the song more than I thought there was with the demo. Right there. So I'm willing to say that. I'm willing to open my mind to that. Yes, Henry, I saw the documentary. Okay. Yeah, all their influence is still on it. Now I don't really know, but when they're going to take harmonies off because, and I've heard that they may take harmonies off here, there, and everywhere also on other songs. And if those harmonies are instantly recognizable as coming from because and some other songs, I'm not gonna like that. It's not. But wait, there I go. Say it. I may not like the principle of it. I may like the results of it. I might not like the fact that they did it. The practice of doing it. So, and there's Martin McGrath, and he says, you see, he says, you got to understand. I wish I could explain it with you, Martin. He says there are channels that will slate this song just because they do that. There are channels that will love it regardless of what we get. I have no dog in this fight. I will tell the truth. Well, yeah, well, me too. But I'm trying to say, whatever. I'm sure you will tell the truth, but you know, with you, I guess we don't know if you're going to like it or not. You're not a person that's just going to hate on it. I know one person who's already got his mind up it's going to suck. But I thought he was getting sober. I don't know. Jesse says, I think the documentary spent too little time on George Harrison. Well, I think it was all right. They're billing this as the last Beatles song, but of course, it doesn't necessarily have to be the last Beatles song. They could do things like this with other demos. They could do things like this in the future with many other songs, John Lennon demos. They can take stuff that was unused, like watching rainbows, things like that. They can make it. This is not necessarily going to be the last Beatles song, even though they're telling you that now to sell it on that. Who knows? Okay, Earth says, I'm responding to the fact that you like the Beatles because they make good music, and not because they're merely the Beatles, as some people may suggest. Well, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. You know, music comes first. I like them though, the four personalities and all that. But you see, again, you say the Beatles know what. I can't highlight this for some reason. I don't know why. I can't highlight Lee's comment. Why? There it is. The Beatles know what they're doing. Yeah, I know that. But this is not the '60s. This is not the '60s when the Beatles, four of them, were firing on all cylinders. This is 2023 with an aged 81-year-old Paul, who still is very talented and still has great music. I love McCartney 3. But this is him trying to salvage this, and he may do a fantastic job. I already like what I heard a little bit in the 12-minute documentary clip, but I don't look at this as the Beatles kind of knowing what they're doing like they did. You know what I mean? Um, well, if the Beatles know what they're doing, then what about George saying he passed on this? He didn't like it. Now we're going to get the argument soon where people say, "Well, Olivia Harrison says it's not the fact that George didn't like the song; it's that George didn't like the technology. It wasn't like it wasn't usable because of the quality of the tape, and there was like a tape hiss or buzz going through it and all this kind of stuff." Well, somebody who supposedly know George said that Olivia is just trying to do that for PR reasons because George said himself it's effing rubbish. And I think there's a clip with Paul. I don't know when it was recorded. I saw it the other day. He was talking about this, and it goes back a few years. This clip, and he was saying, George said it was amazing. He goes, now and then George said, "Oh, rubbish song," and then he said, "Oh, but you know what? I might just do it. I might just grab Jeff Lynne and do it anyway." He said for a joke, which is not really nice in itself. Well, that's pretty funny. I can't say I necessarily agree with that. You say one thing is certain, it will be the best song of 2023. Paul, I'm inclined to agree with you on that, generally speaking. If it wasn't for the fact that the Rolling Stones had their fantastic album Hackney Diamonds out, which is a killer, great from start to finish, I think those are the best songs so far, 2023. So we'll see. I don't know that radio show, Charles Duncan. I don't know, Robert S. We'll have to see on that one. I don't know. I don't want to say too much, but what would you do? What would you do if I told you that he's already heard it? He was kind of like a little lukewarm on it, which is very unusual. Now, from my understanding, isn't it that did Paul also replay George's slide guitar on this? That's what I'm wondering. Is George playing lead in there? Well, I don't know if it's all him or it's part him, part Paul, or whether Paul reworked the whole thing. Thank you, John Malloy. I appreciate that. Yep, it's always good. It's great to have these live discussions there. Yeah, no matter what, etc., etc. I'm glad you appreciate it. Here we go. Henry says, I know you hate AI, but say what you want about it. It's giving us new Beatles material. I don't really think of it as that. I think of it as we're going to stop calling this AI, even though it is kind of a form of AI. It's MAL. I forget what that stands for, MAL. That was named by Peter Jackson. And I don't think this is going to be uh, going on and on in the Beatles recordings. At least I hope not. I mean, it's one thing to use it to enhance the music that's already there that they recorded and everything, you know. Like for example, in this case, being able to highlight John's vocal much bigger. I'm talking about AI when it comes to making like fake songs the Beatles never did and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like when these fake Beatles songs, like the Beatles singing uh, California Girls or something with the Beach Boys, stuff like that. No, that kind of thing I don't go for. Okay. Well, Jesse Dirk says, I know it was John's song, but George was a Beatle too, and I think his passing was glanced over a bit in comparison to how much they spent on John in the documentary. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't agree on that. That's silly. And why is it silly? Because this is a song from 1995 when George was still alive. This is a John Lennon song. They're talking about the state of mind that they were in 1995. That John was no longer here. They had a John demo from 1978. They wanted to try to make a song out of it. It wasn't really coming together. They weren't able to do it. George was alive and present then. This story of Now and Then is primarily a story of John having been dead and the other three trying to make something out of his tape. This is not about George. Yeah, I'm glad that in the little 12-minute documentary they mentioned, but then George died in 2001. At least they mentioned that. Now George passed in 2001, so he's not here. Now we have to in 2023 we got to like do something else. But yeah, this story of Now and Then is not it's not a George story. I'm sorry. When we get in Carnival of Light, hopefully never. I don't care if we never get it. Because everybody that's heard it on the inside says it's the worst thing you can imaginable. Makes Revolution 9 look like Hey Jude. So I really don't think we need it. But if we get it, we get it. Okay, was it just me? When I watched the documentary, I felt more heartbroken when they mentioned George's passing, despite of this being a John song and losing him first. Well, it was nice. It was bittersweet. It was a sad thing that they mentioned George too on top of it. Yeah, but who knows if George was alive today, they might not be putting this out, even if Peter Jackson could clean it up. Who knows? To be fair, it's not rubbish. I think the original tape is rubbish. And I don't care what anybody, think what you like, Peter, but sorry to disagree with you. I do think the original demo, as presented with the sound quality from '78, was rubbish. I agree with that. Sound quality and the song. They might turn it. They might be able to make something good out of it. That remains to be seen, to heard, actually seen and heard in another what, 40 minutes, something like that. Well, yes, that's absolutely correct. Absolutely. Just because John recorded it as a demo doesn't necessarily mean he would have actually wanted to release it. Exactly. Just a knockaround thing that he had. It wasn't completed. Okay, so anyone know why Apple Music has put the release date now as November the 4th? Getting the days mixed up. Well, that's the thing I don't understand. They keep, well, November, wait a minute, November 4th is Saturday? Yeah, so I don't understand that at all. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard that. See, people keep getting two things mixed up, which is tough to deal with, but it's the truth. There are two things going on here. There's this list, the world getting to hear the premiere of the song itself, just to hear it drop on social media. That's today. That's going to happen in 40 minutes. Then there's tomorrow or the day after, whatever you have heard. That's tomorrow is going to be the actual physical release of the record. As I understand it. Okay, I think I just answered that for you. The new Beatles song actually comes out 40 minutes. You can hear it on the Beatles channel on YouTube and wherever else. I don't care. But where I'm going. Uh, Jay Hutch says, now see, there's a good name. Jay Hutch talks too much. See, that's the kind of name I like. If I had a channel and my name was Jay Hutch. Jay Hutch talks too much. I like that's the kind of thing I was looking at for my movie channel. But anyway, says I don't know if George ever completed a lead part. George is doing the rhythm. I'm fine with Paul doing lead as he did on other Beatle tracks, but I'm unsure of his choice to do it in George's style. Well, that's another controversy. Maybe we'll find out that he can play the slide guitar better than George. I don't know. Oh, God help me. Funny. Now Lee can get mad again. Lee can get mad again. Penny Lane, you're in my ears and in my eyes. I would suggest there's a lot of stuff that happened here in Oklahoma that you might, if you're just joining now, you might want to catch at the beginning, the first 15 minutes of this when it becomes a video. Um, John's now and then melody is flowing with melodic beauty that was apparent from day one. It oozed with limitless potential. And that's why we have something called opinions. I'm glad you liked it. Martin says George trying to stop the Let It Be footage tells me George was bitter about the Beatles, and by God, I'm glad we got that stuff. Well, we didn't get Let It Be. We didn't get it at all. Let It Be and Get Back are two different animals completely. Michael Lindsay Hogg's Let It Be is all tension and negativity and unpleasantness for the most part, with some exceptions. Uh, Get Back is mostly the Beatles having a good time and coming together and working and enjoying themselves with Billy Preston, except when they're in Twickenham Studios in the first part. That's when a lot of that dissension is in. You also got to remember, too, Martin, that Paul and Ringo went on record as saying, we both remember these Get Back sessions as being terrible and dismal. And then we saw the footage that Jackson found. And you know what? Memories can be a tricky thing, and they can fool you. Says it wasn't all bad. So John and George were here, and John and George saw the same exact footage that Paul and Ringo were privileged to see. They might also turn around and say, hey, you know something? I didn't remember it like this at all. I thought it was all bad. So there you go. The songs off Milk and Honey, were they demos? No, they weren't demos. I don't know what you'd call them, run-throughs? I mean, I think Grow Old With Me might have been a demo, the Grow Old With Me off Milk and Honey. But the other songs, like I'm Stepping Out, that was what you call a run-through. Is that fair enough to call it? People that who know the business. And, not completed takes or used takes. Maybe it's a take that wasn't finalized, some cases. When Paul says they ran out of steam, he means George, truth. Okay. Video premiere is tomorrow. Then we got to talk about the video as well. Oh boy, lots of things to talk about here when the time comes. So they will release a record with only one song. How much they will charge for that? You don't have to pay it. Okay, it's probably going to be like $18 or something like around there for it. 17, 18 or something like that. It's not just one song. It's Love Me Do on the B side. And Love Me Do is the Ringo version with, the version, not Andy White with tambourine in it. It's the Ringo version. And what should be exciting to a Beatle fan about it is when they put out the Ringo version of Love Me Do on the Rarities album, the master tapes are lost. There are no master tapes of Ringo doing the drumming on Love Me Do. When they put it out in 1980, they got it from a really high quality single. They had to take actual 45 or 2 or something. They had to get it from a good source, physical source, but not the master. Anyway, this is going to be a 2023 stereo mix. It only was available in mono. Love Me Do with Ringo. It's only ever been on mono. So now it's going to be able to be stereo for 2023. Let's hear what it sounds like. So it's not just nothing, you know. Okay. Lee Santa says, come on, Joe. The song debuts in minutes. Yeah, about 33 minutes to be exact. Make a commitment, great or bad. I'm not going to make any commitment. That's only a fool would do that. I haven't heard it. What am I going to do? I'm going to say it's great or bad without hearing. I know your commitment. You're going to say it's great. I'd be more interested in hearing you say, I thought it was going to be great, but it's just okay. I was a little disappointed. Would you ever say that, or is your mind made up, Lee? No matter what, it's great. I can tell from the last couple of days we've talked here. You're going to say it's great no matter what. Your mind's made up. You're committed to that. Your reputation and all that. Me, I don't know what it's going to be. I'll say what I said to sum it up this way. Based on the original demo, I think it's a dog. Based on what I heard a little bit, very little bit, in that 12-minute clip of the documentary, the Beatles, the last song and all that, I thought it has potential. Now I think it's coming together. It sounds a lot better. And that's where I'm at. Don't you love it, babe? I don't know if you're listening to the way I talk. Do I think McCartney 3 was Paul's last album? I know it was his last album. It's the last one he did. No, I know what you're asking. Do you think it's going to be his last? He's not going to make any more albums. I doubt it very much. I think he's going to make another album. Have I seen Beatle Tone's reaction to the documentary? I don't think so. I know he was on Two Legs. They were talking about a two leg. I couldn't be on there because I was on a plane flight when they did that show live. I was on a plane, so couldn't do it. Okay, something different here. Did you hear about the fourth installment of the Apes series, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? Yes, I have. The trailer for that comes out today. Well, hopefully, I don't mind that series too much. I'm a fan of the old. It's the original five Planet of the Apes films that I love. But I do the new series. I do like. I like Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and my favorite one was the second one, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I did not care for the third one, War of the Planet of the Apes. That one I didn't care for. Okay, Lise confirms Milk and Honey. Those songs were work tapes with guide vocals or scratch vocals and a couple of demos. I know that, well, Grow Old With Me is the demo, one of the demos. Okay, you people could deal with Martin on this one. I tell you, my throat is really shot. Paul making Get Back Up on the Spot, as great as that was, I'd say that track was already done. It was well on its way to being ready. Okay. Wow, Lucky says, yeah, etc. Yeah, you appreciate me talking, taking time out for discussion about the Biz family events and all that. Yeah, check out the first 15 minutes if you missed it. Henry says, I think it's going to be good. Even the worst Beatles songs are at least a seven. Yeah, I agree with you. But that was what the Beatles was the Beatles all consciously alive and together, um, working on in the 60s. All right, maybe not yesterday, but even that John had a hand in. Yes, Jeff, we had a good flight. This guy's got his mind made up no matter what. We've been duking it out on this 2 days in a row. 2 days in a row. Joe, it's impossible for now and then to be bad. I hope you're right. You may be right in this case, but I'm not. I said you got your. It's impossible for you not to like it because you're committed to loving it. So I told you that. I'm repeating the same thing over and over again. But I think it's pretty stupid, if I'm frank, to just go out there and just say that without hearing the finished product. I really do. Yeah, there you go. It's me and Martin actually for once. Agreeing. No, yeah, I'm in a hotel. What do you mean a tiny hotel? It's not. It's not a tiny hotel. But yeah, don't worry about the second part. What is this thing here? I got this thing they gave us. Here it is. What is it? Osage? Is this called Osage? The Osage Casino Hotel in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Wow. Got to be better than Wild Honey Pie. Well, like I said, Wild Honey Pie, I don't consider it a song. I consider it like a segue between songs. I consider it a bit of nonsense. I don't think of it as a song. So that's how that goes. No, I'm not going to wait until I'm back to New York to make a video on of the Beatles song. I'm going to make it right here in about like, I don't know, 45 minutes, something like that. Might as well. This is a good place, different background, you know. So, how was my flight, Aiden? Well, I would say if you want to watch after this is over, if you want to play back the first 15 minutes, you can see all the details. The flight itself worked out okay. Well, let's put it this way, like free as let's put it this way, free as a bird and real love. Does anybody put that up there with the best things the Beatles ever did? How about Lee? How about I put that on you? Would you say that Free as a Bird and Real Love are worthy of being the best Beatles songs, like in the top, like 50 or whatever it is? I don't think they belong in the top. I don't think they're the best things the Beatles ever did by far. Hello, Tanner. Yes, I agree with you. That Now and Then documentary was amazing, and that was only 12 minutes. I think there's an hour long. There's a longer version somewhere coming. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna put my suit on with a glass of cognac, and I'm really gonna slick my hair back even more, gel it back nice, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, my friends, all it's missing is the cigar, right? Hey, my friends, here's the Beatles. There is a Beatles song that is out now called Then and Now. You know, instead of Now and Then. And I will say that this song actually is pretty good because I must say that Paul McCarthy is really it's really fanatic, fantastic. Oh, God help me. Okay, Andy says, free as a bird, yes. Top 50. Real love, no. Well, I like real love better than personally than free as a bird. But I mean, like I said, I think both of them are okay. They're okay, but they're not great Beatles songs, in my opinion. By the way, Andy, I was very disappointed that I had to miss the show last night. I only watched the beginning. I was on the plane. I couldn't get Wi-Fi on the plane. I was thinking maybe I was going to try to at least be in the comments or something, but I couldn't get on there. Um, I don't recall if you said at the beginning when I played it back. Oh, Joe can't be here because I don't know. You said that. Yeah, a lot of it's interesting because I'm not saying I don't know where that is, the Bob Dylan Center. Maybe I should, if we could do that, maybe we go to the Bob Dylan Center and I could take movies at the Bob Dylan Center. Okay. Lee says he weighs in now. I think Free as a Bird is one of the great in capital letters Beatles songs. Why? Not only because of the gorgeous moodiness of the track, but because it sounds like no other Beatles song. Huh? It's dirgy as hell, I'll give you that. But then again, I guess it sounds a little bit like Blue Jay Way in the dirginess department. Okay. 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 So we got about, by my calculations here, we got about something like 22 minutes before the new Beatles song comes on. I'll be getting off here before then. I'm already on 64 minutes. Joining you here from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm not supposed to be in Tulsa. Supposed to be another part of Oklahoma in another hotel 30 minutes away. But my girlfriend booked the wrong hotel. So we're farther away from the wedding and completely estranged from the wedding party. All on our own here. Okay, accidents happen, right? Oh, well, this is absolutely. You got to think if the world goes on for billions of years, millions or billions of years, whatnot, the chance of being in the same 60 years with the Beatles or whatever it is amazing. Very fortunate. Well, I understand this. If McCartney engineered it and produced it, and the fact that it's just one song, the probability, given the goodness of McCartney's ear and hit making average, is more likely that it will be a good song. And I kind of I can see that. I would be, I could see that too. The chances are very good that Paul will do something good with it, but it's not guaranteed. It's not in the bag already when I hear it. I look, I love Ringo as a drummer, but it's like I could drum like that. Oh, did he say that? Did he actually say that? Breathe as a bird. Come on, come on. I love Ringo, but that's nothing. At the end, he does a little thing at the end. Impeccable, impeccable musicianship. I could see George like doing that. I could see him like sticking his tongue out, like trying to work it out. No, absolutely. I never, ever, ever wish the Beatles had never broken up. Never. Absolutely not, because I know that, all right, so the new Rolling Stones album is great, but they had so many turkeys since the 60s. I mean, are you kidding? Well, the 70s anyway. No. I can't get rid of Mark. I can't get rid of Henry's comment. Oh, there it is. Boy, oh boy. Hey, Giles Martin's even wrong about that. It's amazing. Giles Martin was on a BBC talk show and he made a great point. My dad wasn't a fifth Beatle. There were those four guys and not five. I couldn't disagree more. Everybody should know that if it wasn't for George Martin, as much as I love the Beatles, this is what I mean. You get the real stuff here, real opinions. Okay, the Beatles would never have taken off or sounded nearly as good as they did. As much amazing work done with songs like Strawberry Fields, In My Life, a day in the life. All these songs without George Martin's guidance and the production that he did. I thank you for telling me that. That's hilarious. I think Giles Martin in that quote was trying to be humble. Maybe he's trying to be humble by saying, "It wasn't my dad. It was the four Beatles." No, it was your dad too. The five of them. You know. Anybody agree? Disagree? What versions of Now and Then am I getting? I'm getting the 12-inch black record, 12-inch single. I'm getting the 7-inch blue single, and I'm getting the cassette tape. And hopefully, maybe I'll get the Target Red if I can find the Target Red. Oh, thank you for telling me that. I disagree. We can agree to disagree. Yeah, everybody's telling me this, so yep. Well, we'll see. George guitar bashing again. You crack me up, Martin. You are ridiculous. Everybody, Martin McGrath is ridiculous. You're always going at me, saying, "Oh, Joe, you always kiss the Beatles' asses too much. Oh, Joe, you're always saying things that you think they want to hear in case people are listening. You're committed to having to impress the Harrison estate, the Lennon estate, the McCartney estate, all Ringo, all this stuff." And you always saying, Joe, I, Martin McGrath, always tell it like it is. I, Martin McGrath, always say whatever's on my mind, and if people don't like it. And now you're giving me grief because I sit here and I say what I think sometimes, that sometimes I don't like the sound of not the sound. I don't think what he plays so great. Sometimes I don't think he's the best guitarist that ever lived. or even one of them. That's my opinion. Okay, so don't give me this garbage in the future, Martin McGrath, about how Mr. Mayo only shills for the companies and all. Anybody listening to this chat today knows that I don't just say things just because it looks good or it feels good or it's going to get me any friends or it's going to make them bestow me with gifts or anything like that. Sean Lennon contacted me, and Sean Lennon appreciated my Give Me Some Truth review precisely because I was not afraid, he said, to single out things with my ears that I didn't appreciate. Like I told him I did not like the horns being taken off steel and glass. I hated that was done. And he was all right with it. Okay, so there you go, Marty. How's that for a tell off? Okay, I hope you're right. I'm going to go now too, folks. It's time to get ready. 15 minutes till here now and then. So I'm just going to wait a little bit. Uh, okay, everybody. There you go. Yes, indeed. All right. Don't want to lose power for the song premiere. All right, everybody. That's it. Anybody hear the nose blow in the other room? Don't do that during my video, please, please. And with that nose blow, you may have not been able to hear by Miss Mayo. I'm off. The song comes out in less than 15 minutes. Let me know what you think. I will have a video up telling you what I think of the song. Let's go. It's coming up. I hope I love it. What's my prediction? I think I'm gonna think that it at least was better than the demo. I think I know that. Cheers, folks.